Welcome back from an ad break. As mentioned, our topic for today is visual aids, grade 10 business studies. So we said with our journey, we're starting off here with preparing support materials. Don't forget, we're speaking visual aids. So now, what are the guidelines on how to prepare for support materials for a presentation? You can ask yourself, why are we doing a presentation? Who are we doing a presentation for? So we're doing a presentation for maybe our stakeholders, be it the shareholders, be it whatever audience that we're having, be it the clients, you understand, be it the employer that we are doing presentation for. So what are the guidelines on how to prepare for the support materials? Because obviously you will need support materials. Why? To enhance your presentation, so that your presentation can be attractive, so that people are not bored, because sometimes people get bored when you're just talking or reading through the paper without showing us any visuals. So it is important that you show us some visuals so that we can easily remember the presentation or remember everything that you were presenting about. All right, so what are the guidelines? It says here, most visual aids require similar qualities to make them effective. They should use large or clear lettering that is easy to read from an appropriate distance. It's very important using large, because you need to cater for people. Some people, they've got maybe they've got an eyesight problem, so they can't see from a distance. So whatever the lettering, it needs to be clear and appropriate from a distance. It should not have too much writing on them, because it gets to be too cluttered maybe, and it's disturbing for the eye. So it should provide visual presentations of statistics in the form of graphs or charts. It is easy to interpret the graphs or charts if you're talking about statistics. Contain summaries of what the presenter wants to convey, and not the whole text, because if you're going to give me the whole text, it tends to be boring. But summarize what you wanted to say. Maybe you can give me maybe a flyer or a pamphlet to say, go read at home for more details. But when you're doing your presentation in your support materials, just try and summarize it. Be colorful and grab attention. So there's nothing as boring as, let's say, a poster that is just a black and white. But once there's color attracts you. It is appealing to the eye because of what is there. Just imagine a color and bold letters, large font, and like that. So it grabs attention. It needs to be meaningful and appropriate. So you need to ensure that whatever that you are using there, it's relevant or it links to what you are saying. So by appropriate, we're talking about that. All right, so now we're going to go to different visuals. So whatever visual that you're going to choose, it needs to be appropriate and it needs to link to what you are talking about or what you're presenting on, or the topic that you are presenting on. So what are the different visuals that we have? We've got a data projector. You must be familiar with what a data projector is, but I'll explain just now. We've got interactive whiteboard or smart boards. We've got handouts, flyers, and brochures. And then we've got posters, signs, burners, flags, or portable advertising. We've got flip charts, we've got graphs, we've got diagrams. Right, so now we're going to explain all these visual aids. Let's start. The first one is our data projector. What is a data projector? Now, this one is normally used for large groups. It projects images from a computer to a screen. So by projecting, it basically what shows the images from a computer to a screen. It shows summaries, graphs, relationships, diagrams, processes, steps, etc. So you basically need a cable, obviously, to connect to your computer to that data projector. Sometimes those data projectors are mounted on the wall so that you can easily project the information. However, the disadvantage about this one is that if there's load shedding, then you cannot really use it. It's not effective when there's load shedding. Then we've got number 2, which is our interactive whiteboard, or you can also add smart boards there. They can be used for small or large groups, can be used in brainstorming sessions to capture feedback and ideas, uses coded pens to write new information and feedback. I can also add smart boards here under interactive whiteboard. Right. So they use coded pens to write new information. So you can't just use any other pen. There's a coded pen. Another advantage about with this one is that if you, after writing, you can save the information in there, especially with the smartboard. Information can easily be stored there and can be used again later on. Another disadvantage then with this one, just like a data projector we mentioned there, it requires electricity. And also the disadvantage is that if you're not technologically savvy, if you're not really good at technology, it becomes difficult because it really needs, or it requires a person that is able to use technology. I'm referring to a smart board. Right. And then we're moving on to the flyers, the brochures, or the handouts. These ones can be used for effective marketing too. It can be used to attract people to an advert. Obviously, that is if it's appealing, it has color and all that. They contain summaries of the most important points. They are given to the audience when they leave after the presentation. Right. Another thing about these ones, the reason why you would give it to you when you leave is because sometimes if we give it to you just before the actual presentation, it tends to be disruptive and you feel like it's a waste of time for you to sit and listen to the whole presentation because you can read all the information in your own time at the comfort of your house. Do you understand? So it is much better when it's given to you after the presentation. So these are flyers. I'm sure you're familiar with the flyers. Sometimes you are given on the road as you are traveling, and then there are flyers, brochures, handouts with the information about the business. Right, this was the third one. And then the fourth one, these are posters, the signs, the banners, flags. These are used to communicate to potential customers. So you need to place it strategically where you know that, okay, this is where my target market is situated or where I can easily find clients. So it can be used as a marketing strategy to win customers over, to communicate with your customers. So hence, to speak about posters, signs, banners, and flags. But remember, it needs to be appealing. It needs to attract attention so that those customers can then come and support your business. So all the information must be there. The address, all the details that are needed must be there because you are communicating with your potential customers. These are the people that maybe you haven't seen before or you haven't met before. All right, and then we've got charts or flip charts. So a flip chart is a board with a paper which is attached at the top and can be flipped over to present information sequentially. Sequentially. So it's like papers, and then you're writing, then it flips over, and then you're writing something else, and then it flips over. I'm sure you're familiar with this one. So charts can be used for small groups. It does not need electricity, and therefore it is a cheaper visual aid. In times of load shedding, this could be our solution, because if you could not use your data projector smart boards there, and then you can easily use this one as your backup plan. All right, so we're going to end it here for now, and then when we come back, we're going to continue with our visual aids because there's more visual aids. I'll see you just now.